do not categorize people into generation X, Y, Z, and so forth. Recently and quite often I hear on the internet, but now people, even in the business field, are stating that people from this generation and generation Z or generation Z, they are like this and they will not stay in your employ for more than 12 months and they're going to leave you. And, this is incorrect generalization, and I got very upset when I read that. And I want to discuss that, in this video today. So for those of you who like the contents of my video, please don't forget to also like and subscribe. This is going to greatly help my channel to reach out to more people. And if you could drop a comment, I would love to hear from you. And if you could share it with the social media channels, this will be a great favor to me. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Osman, hashtag the blind Muslim yogi. I'm a bioenergy healer on a master level with telepathic healing capabilities, specializing in critical care recovery and terminal illnesses, amongst a host of other physiological, psychological, and even spiritual ailments. I'm also a advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, having been practicing this art form for almost 50 years and teaching it now for 46 years. In that period, I've studied under various masters from different schools of thought, from different cultures, and across the globe, from the Far East, the Middle East, the West, including the scientific communities. And uh, I've also created my own unique protocols, adapting them to the 21st century, basically making them easier, faster, quicker, more time efficient, and results oriented. To that end, I now have students in over 100 countries, and my favorite protocol is my 5-minute yoga and meditation program, which you can download for free by visiting my website, yoga yogawellness786.com. Please remember, my therapies are all natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. So recently I read in a LinkedIn post, right? I'm not going to mention the person's name and point them out. And I did comment to their post, that they ought not to, they labeled out, that companies now are struggling because they are, they have to understand that they are hiring, the generation that they're hiring is now Generation Z, and they not expected to, Generation Z does not work longer than 12 months, right? This is absolute, and I said, no, you cannot generalize that way. Maybe there's some reasons why people are leaving, in this time and age, and they're not stating, not necessarily because of the generation, so forth. Maybe there's some common factor, but by generalizing this, it's coming, it's showing that you're coming from a background, which I mentioned, that this person is probably coming from a country, and the person came from Australia, and I found a large proportion of the people from that country to be racist, right? In my experience, I'm not saying everyone is racist and so forth, but I found, and every country, even in the US, a lot of racism, because not only from the so-called people who identify as white and people who identify as black as well. So I'm black and I'm proud to be. There's no black people and there's no white people. There's light complexion people and darker complexion people. And if I have to go and do a genetic test in the people who identify as white, I'm sure I'm going to find, genetics from West Africa as well, because they intermarried and they're this thing, for generations. And there's going to be who's a, I mean, what is a race? I mean, what is this racism? No, there was this so many races. You're going from a certain point, go a little bit further in time, right? And say, no, this genetics is, unique, and this is no, this is, class orientation, where people are class oriented. They, in a mindset in the olden days, they created classes, the noble class and the laborer class, and the slaves, to enjoy privileges, right? And then They went on racism, right? When the nobles were abolished, there was no more noble classes, and there was one, all everyone were considered. Then they started to create different races. Then now they're creating different nationalities. That I am, this nationality. I got this passport, and my country is I am this. What? You are a human. Finished, right? You are born in this country, but I'm American. Your great fathers are not American. The American is the American Indians. These are Americans. The rest of the people are all immigrants. Suddenly it's your land. You stole the damn land, right? Right? And then you just calling it, it's okay. We don't want to go into the past and go into the history and this thing. So stop saying generation X, Y, Z, and all those things, because this is the same mentality. Don't call people black, white, brown, yellow, and this thing. Okay, people have certain features and so forth. Are all the people similar in features? Right? You get some people who so-called, white darker, and so-called people who are black lighter in complexion. I'm from South Africa. There are some people who are so-called identify as black who have a lighter complexion, and those who so-called white have a darker complexion than the so-called black person, right? What is this thing? Don't go into that. Why are you identifying with skin color? What has that got to do with, you know, with your ability as a human, right? That you were born in the 1990s, or you're born in the year 2000, or you're born 2010, or you're born in 1980s or 90s. It's, I'm born in the 60s. My knowledge of AI, when I was growing up, there was no such thing as television in my country. Leave alone computers, right? We used to, do plays with our cousins and brothers, and to entertain each other, and we used to listen to the radio, listen to serials, right? And I know how to create my own AI. I'm busy creating my own bespoke AI, and I'm blind, for crying out loud, right? And I'm born in the 1960s, right? So do you generalize those born 1960s? They got no knowledge of AI and not computer savvy. You damn don't even know how to do programming. I didn't go to university and learn programming and all that. I don't know programming. I don't know coding. When I'm creating my own AI, I keep myself abreast of the latest knowledge. I always kept myself abreast of everything current and everything, this thing, knowledgeable and so forth. So everyone is an individual. Everyone is an individual. Don't say these people born like this. This is, you want to bring out that genetic in you, this feeling, because you can't be racist anymore. Now you're going to bring another form of racism and say Gen Z, Gen this and that. It's another form of segregation of people. Don't segregate people. People are individuals. We're all humans, and you can get the brightest of people and the most intelligent and the most reliable of employees who's only 19 years old, who can be the next leader in your company, right? Or someone who supposedly come from a certain stereotype part of the world that has got no knowledge, supposed to have they say, if you from this part of the world, you're supposed to have a great knowledge of IT. Hey, I know people got no knowledge of IT. You're from certain type of city, you're supposed to have this. You're from this background, you're supposed to be this. You're from this religion, you're supposed to be terrorist. What is all these things? Yeah, don't generalize. This is absolutely total nonsense. We are trying to be, a progressive society. This is now 2025, where we now have to respect each person as an individual. Don't say no. You are, from a third world country, and you are from a first world country, and you are, I'm an, I am Australian. I'm England. I'm a UK. I'm from the UK. But okay, you're from UK. Just say it lightly, right? You're from which? Okay, you're from UK. You're right. He was born in UK. Right? Okay, that's good. Right? That's okay. Born in UK. Okay. US, AS, BS, whichever S you're born in, whatever case you're born in. So it's just alphabets or names, So they should be respect for everyone else. You want to protect your borders, that's your right, your country, your sovereignty. You want to do that, you have your right, to do those things. It's your country, and you feel proud about your nationality and so forth. But you are not that. You are human. You are not superior to someone by virtue of being born somewhere else. Doesn't necessarily mean you're born in such a progressive country that you are progressive. The unemployment rate, the use of drugs, the violence, and so forth. You can get shot dead in any country. You're getting old and you're getting sick, and obesity is a problem. There's a lot of problems everywhere. There's a human problem. There's stress everywhere, right? And people having arguments, and people have peace anywhere. People can be peaceful even in the forest, right? So there's all kinds of people and everywhere. So hopefully, people stop using this term Gen Z and Gen X and Gen Y and Gen A B C D E F G H I. Don't use that. I disagree with that completely. Treat everyone as an individual. Call them. They have a name. Call them by their name. Identify the person by the name. Don't identify with color, and even identifying by nationality is like trying to show some superiority. What is that? Okay, you're from Turkey, so you're proud of being okay. Well done, welcome. So I can come to Turkey and I can live in Turkey also. I can come to the US and live. Or a lot of people are people not even coming legally. How many million people a year go illegally entering? The US, right? So people are, it's people can go there. Um, there is ways if they want to go there from a very young age. So I'm from South Africa, and I think, but at the age of 19 or so, I was encouraged to go to the US, and it was very easy for me to get um, a visa to go to the US at that time. And even now, it's not difficult for me to get a visa. And say, how come you didn't go? As a South African, it's not difficult, for South Africans to get a multiple entry visa into US 6 months at a time, right? We get a 10-year multiple entry visa. So even the people from the UK, they only get 2-year multiple entry. We get 10-year as from South Africa. And I said, why do I want to go there? I'll go there if I have a reason to go there. I did go there, went for seminars or something. Okay, right? I, I didn't want to go and live there. I live where I want to live. I lived in the Middle East. I lived, in Dubai. I lived in Turkey, for a long period of time. I visited Europe. I visited, a lot of countries, right? And it's fine, but I'm also, I didn't want to relinquish, I didn't ever relinquish or apply for another passport yet, right? I'm 57 years old. I'm proud, I'm okay with my passport. It's fine. Why do I need another passport, right? I know I'm an entrepreneur. I know how to make my life and adjust and adapt. And, uh, I mean, yes, I understand people, that's their choice. They want to move. It's good for you, move, right? You don't like your country, okay. You don't want to support your country, okay, no problem, right? You feel money is everything, is going to bring you happiness, try it, right? And maybe you feel you're better off, okay, no problem. It's everyone is an individual, you have a choice. So treat people as individuals, respect everyone. I respect everyone. I don't like to call people black and Gen Z and by their nationality, and identify people by their religion, and identify people by the region, or categorize people the sub-economic, international, which continent or which country of the 200, 196 countries, and I think total of 200 somewhat countries, something like that. No, don't do that. So hope that I hope this resonates strongly with you, with as many of you as possible. Let's change, right? Let's make 2025, a progressive time, right? Let's not live in the past and the dark ages. Take care of yourself always.